Good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibili, and now to the news in details. The State Secondary Education Board, in collaboration with the Edo State Ministry of Education, has organized a Teachers Professional Development (TPD) program for 200 newly employed teachers in the state. BeeTv News gives to our boy reports that the training held at Imagweru College, Benin City, is part of efforts to enhance teaching quality in public secondary schools.
I used to struggle before I eat. Since I have graduated many years ago, no job. You have given us a permanent job.
That was the official handing over of appointment letters to teachers who successfully completed the training program by the State Secondary Education Board, spearheaded by the chairman of the board, Honorable Sonia Ebanehita. During the training, the 200 newly employed teachers were divided into 4 separate classes, each handled by different facilitators. Despite the different settings, all the trainings were taken through the same modules aimed at improving their competence and teaching approach. The facilitators emphasized the importance of having a growth mindset, urging the teachers to stay open to learning and development. They were also introduced to a learner-centered pedagogy, a modern approach that shifts focus from teacher-led instruction to active student engagement. Other key areas covered in the training include supporting students to learn effectively, using formative assessment to monitor progress, and strategies for raising the achievement of all students regardless of background or ability.
These are the 2 types of mindsets that we have: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. I am just going to talk about this. I will not dwell on the fixed mindset, because that's not the kind of mindset we want to have as a teacher. We'll dwell more on the growth mindset.
When a student in class is recalcitrant, is refusing to have a growth mindset, there's a process. You cannot get the child, have a relationship, and know what the child is interested in, then you build a block. Before you know it, you dismantle all the argument, you are able to gain.
Commenting on the program, the SSEB chairman, Honorable Sonia Ebaneita Omozane, said the teachers will be posted to their places of primary assignment and are expected to resume on Monday, 28th of April. She thanked the Edo State governor for the recruitment opportunity, saying it would significantly improve teaching in public schools.
I sincerely want to appreciate His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, the visionary and committed governor who has given us this great opportunity to recruit. We recruited 200 under SSCB, State Secondary Education Board. The approval was given to us to recruit. The approval that was given was 500 and 200 was given to the SSCB. 200 teachers are the one we are training today. And the training is still something that's going to continue. We are going to be posting them for their primary assignment because our schools are going to be resuming on Monday, hopefully. Because today we are going to distribute the appointment letters. Then the postings follows immediately.
Also speaking, Princess Charity Osifo, member representing Edo South in the State Secondary Education Board, said the training was meant to sensitize teachers on the need to have a personal development plan. She noted that only qualified teachers were selected, as it is essential for them to be properly trained in their respective areas.
It's meant to sensitize the newly recruited teachers on the need for them to have a development plan. But of course, you would not send a workman to the field to embark on a work done without giving them the necessary tools and the know-how. We have put together these teachers who were qualified, but it is necessary for them to also be tutored. And of course, the right attitude to put to work.
Some of the newly employed teachers who were visibly excited shared what they had learned during the training. They expressed gratitude to the state government for the opportunity, promising to apply the knowledge gained and give their best in their various schools.
This training is very, very educative. I learned a lot how to become a good teacher, how to communicate to my students positively, and how to help them to learn.
I thank God today, what God have done in our life, what our governor have done. First of all, I thank the governor, our honorable. I thank what he have done in our life today. Today, I'm very happy. I'm going to be a monthly earner, monthly salary earner. So I'm very grateful.
The training was so fantastic. So I was so impressed, and the training taught me about life. Today, I feel happy because to collect an appointment letter is not an easy task. So I collect the appointment letter today. This is the appointment letter that I received from the state government.
I came to understand that teaching of a thing is a very lucrative and very interesting discipline. You know, most times people run away from it and say, I don't want to be a teacher, I don't want to be a teacher. But after engaging myself in this training, I'm proud to say I am a teacher.
I haven't done a contract job for many years, and today the Edo State Governor, His Excellency Senator Modukwe, will deem me fit that to employ us today. I'm eternally grateful, and I will be eternally grateful to him. And to the best of my ability, I will do this job perfectly.
With the training concluded and appointment letter issued, the newly recruited teachers are set to resume duty, bringing renewed energy and improved teaching methods to classrooms across Edo State. Gifts Ugwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
Some youths in Benin City, led by Mr. Osaze Adun, have condemned the armed invasion of Apex Mega Plaza located at number 42A on the streets of Ihama GRA, which led to the destructions of goods and property allegedly carried out by an individual identified as Rooney, who they claim has fled to Abuja after allegedly committing the dastardly act. BeeTv News Osarigwe Agwebo reports that the group called on Governor Monday Okpebolo and security agencies to help them bring Rooney from Abuja to come face his alleged crime.
Akpe say Rooney, now Rooney get issue. He not get issue with any other person. Now we say, okay, where the youth were done, we kick against this act where happen. We must know the people where can do this thing. If Rooney say not be doing, make it come swear Ogwomba.
The coordinator of the youth, Mr. Osaze Adun, condemned the armed evasion and destruction of goods and property at Akpes Mega Plaza, located at number 42A on the street of Ihama GRA, Benin City. Signs of the evasion were visible with several bullet holes on the wall and a broken glass door. Mr. Osaze Adun alleged that the armed evasion of Akpes Mega Plaza was allegedly perpetrated recently by an individual identified as Rooney, who is said had an issue with the managing director of Akpes Mega Plaza. He said they were displeased with the act and they called on the alleged perpetrator, Rooney, to come swear to the Benin traditional deity to prove his innocence of the crime, or he should go and face the law at the Edo State Police Command, but noted that the alleged perpetrator fled to Abuja and is currently allegedly under the protection of some police officers at the force headquarters in Abuja.
The same Rooney, when we say commit act, when the youth come kick against, that the same Rooney with the year and say, Rooney, go meet force headquarters for Abuja. If they hide others of policemen for Abuja. We said no to that one, that's why we come out. Go tell government. Because we have a good governor and he's a son of our side. This is not a pushover governor. You come for Abuja and come carry person like foul, like kidnapper, carry come out. No. If you have a problem with me, come and report me the way we reported your case in CCID. You have command here. You are a Benin boy. You be Benin boy. You be Benin boy. Come to command. Come and report me in command. Go to AIG. Come and report me AIG. Go to DSS in Edo. Come and report me there. I know above of the law.
Mr. Osaze Adu appealed to Governor Monday Okpebolo and security agencies to help them bring Rooney from Abuja to Benin to face his alleged crime.
We are reported this to so many weeks now. We are not seeing you in Edo State. We didn't see you, Rooney. Will you say we are afraid of what is happening? That is why we are calling on the state government to call the security agency to order, to invite Rooney to Edo State to come and tell us who committed this act. We don't have a problem with Rooney. so that we will not know ourselves, we will not know the bad, the good, the bad. That is all.
Another of the youth who spoke, Comrade Ifaluyi Obasogi, condemned the act and appealed to Governor Ukpebulu to help them in prevailing on the security agency to apprehend the perpetrator and help them to curb criminal activities in the state.
Came out massively this glorious evening. I believe Edo State, Edo diaspora, people will hear our cry of what is going on. So it's going to be a very taboo for some groups of people to start resurrecting courtesan again, because the state government and the House of Assembly already passed it to law that anybody found wanted is 21 years imprisonment. So we are appealing to the state government. Best is our brother, is a dynamic youth. He has helped touch life and he has helped so many people. So we are pleading on the state government to come to our aid, because now we are afraid that courtesy is about to generate. So that is the aim of we are coming out.
The youth are hopeful that the Edo State government and security agencies will swing into action to bring the perpetrator to book. Osarogie Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
Despite the postponement of the monthly sanitation exercise by the Edo State government due to the ongoing Joint Administration Matriculation Board exams, the Uselu community, Ego local government, is still actively participated in the cleaning up of their gutters. This initiative, spearheaded by the acting chairman of Ego local government chairman, Honorable Egwakun Kelvin, showcases the community's commitment to maintaining a clean and healthy environment. BeeTv News' Sandra Ogenekeve gives more details on this.
The Ego local government's clean-up initiative was in full swing, with workers diligently clearing up gutters at Uselu and its environs. As residents went about their daily activities, workers are seen putting in effort to ensure a smoother flow of water to reduce flooding risks.
They clear and good. So if they maintain the whole side like this for this Benin lands, everywhere go they way, go shine well. Now we say they will reach come Nigeria. Some people come for another country or Igbo, they enter Nigeria. Everywhere goes well. They're not the maintain are no good. So as they maintain everywhere like this, when they spark, they shine. If they maintain every day like this, everybody go like and way.
Yeah, I like the work they do, sure, very nice. But the way they keep it up. But if they continue like this, I not believe say erosion, you go see they did that road. If they park the gutter, maybe 3 months before they come again, come back come, it will make sense. Because if they not do one like that, the erosion will still they stay there. More the erosion they stay there, more they damage the road and they see they damage the houses. I want me to continue like that.
Some appreciate the effort put so far by the government, as it has really helped the current state of the road, but also beckoned on the government to make it a continuous effort to always evacuate the debris in order to control the erosion.
I love it too. Definitely appreciate what they are doing. But are they going to continue from this? That's another thing. Because I know this government we are now. Eventually, if you ask them to do something, for that first time they will do it. Second, they will do it. Third time, after then, they won't do anything again. And not only that, if you see some junctions we have in this area now, when you order the landlord, the landlady, or the tenants to remove this, they say the government land because it's at the junction. What they are doing? When they call help us to remove the sand so that the water can be flowing to the main road. Because they haven't talked to the chairman keep this morning. I said we try about Mr. Landlord to make sure they clear their whole compound. But what of the junction? What I mean by junction, that is the junction that people normally pass, that is the street. People are not doing that. If they can remove that stuff from the gutter, so that the water can be flowing to the street, it could have been better.
They've done well, and this is what they're supposed to be doing all the time. But what we beg the local government to do is that as they clear the gutter, they should not waste time. They should come and pack it so that the rain will not wash it back into the gutter again.
Some others said the sand from the gutters should be moved away immediately to prevent it from being washed back into the gutter when the rain falls. This timely action would help maintain the effectiveness of the cleanup efforts and prevent future flooding issues. Sandra Ogenekewe reporting for BeeTv News.
House rents in Benin City have witnessed a significant increase in recent months, leaving many residents frustrated. BeeTv News gives to our boy reports that while some attributed the hike to the rising cost of living, the high cost of building materials, and the impact of the dollar rate on construction expenses, others said real estate agents are taking advantage of the situation to inflate rents and increase agency and legal fees. The report.
All these agents, most of them, I will call them agents of darkness, because it tends to increase it and most of them don't even have where to stay.
The increase in house rents across Benin City has been largely tied to the general rise in the cost of living and building expenses. Some residents attributed the hike to the soaring prices of building materials and the general economic situation. They explained that landlords faced with the high construction and maintenance costs are left with no choice but to adjust to rent in order to recover their investment.
Or you can call it increase in tenancy. The reason is simple. For instance, you wouldn't expect someone who has spent money in buying materials for building. And we know that currently the economy is harsh, it's hard. And the government on their own is funny. So if by the end of the day you're able to build your house, you expect to get something. So for instance, currently a bag of cement is about 10,000 naira some fractions, depending on the place or location. So if you are able to build with all these hike, so you expect to increase your tenancy.
There should be a regulatory body to regulate those kind of things so that it will be better for the masses, because you will see a house now, for instance, they'll tell you 550,000 naira sub rent, but the total package will be 1.5 million. So where is all these charges coming from? You will see agent fee, legal fee, management, dustbin, lights. So all these things are outrageous and it's not nice.
The increase in house rent in Benin, the reason is because most of the things that we use for our cement are imported from foreign countries. So, and we don't use naira for transaction of any foreign dealings. It is the dollar that we use. If we must have reduction in house rent, then definitely we must use our local currency. The salary that we have, those is more like a civil service state, and most of us based in Edo State, we don't earn much. But the state as a whole, the state government is not looking into that issue. Recently, the increase in internally generated revenue, some people will say, oh, it's good, but they are overtaxing those citizens. So that alone, the person that is being taxed, at the end, it will not transfer that burden to the end user. And the end user are the tenants.
Others blamed real estate agents for the situation, accusing them of deliberately inflating rent and legal fees for personal gain. They say before now, agents reportedly charge 10% commission, but many now demand higher fees.
Increase in house rent. Okay, there are many factors, from building materials and standard of living also contributed. Because we are all using, following a Western trend. And when you copy Western trends, automatically the fee also rises. So according to what I understand about the agents, most times to have multiple agents, so probably that's one of the factors too. I think government should come in there and regulate it properly. Exactly. And why should you blame them? I think the blame should also go to government. The government should have their own housing estates. Maybe the problem will reduce. Yes, the problem will reduce drastically, yes. They travel abroad, they see all these things abroad, yes. Government should have their own housing estate at every local government. You see all these things will crash.
The high cost of living concerning house rents, all these agents, most of them, I will call them agents of darkness, because it tends to increase it and most of them don't even have where to stay, and they are even squatting. So they'll just tend to increase their seat, because there is no kind of there's nobody to watch this kind of people, so just tend to like increase it anyhow and make it very difficult for the masses or the ordinary person to do. Yeah.
Residents are calling on the government to regulate real estate agents and enforce standard charges to make housing more affordable. Gift Wagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
Stakeholders have appealed to the government to assist in sponsoring migration activities so that migration agencies would not only rely on international aid. This was stated during an interactive session to finalize the meeting with stakeholders organized by Edo State Migration Agency, EDMA, in collaboration with International Organization for Migration, IOM, held at ASA Northeast Uromi, Edo State, where EDMA showcased their action plan to stakeholders for the year 2025. BeeTv News Pelum Mikoro has the report.
In Italy, every organization or NGO is registered and they organize it monthly. If you carry out an activity, 2 activities in a month, you are paid 6,000 euros.
Day 3 and final day of the meeting with stakeholders consists of a brief recap of the previous sessions. Thereafter, the final topic of discussion, which was partnership and collaboration for effective migration management, was presented, where they urged the government to sponsor migration activities and not relying on international aid alone to assist in implementing plans and strategies to eradicate irregular migration and trafficking.
The milestone we have achieved, because if I'm not mistaken, this thing has been over 2 decades. They have been fighting in this same trafficking space. To do what? Not to eradicate. I don't like using the word eradicate. I like using the word bringing it down to the barest minimum so that the states can be free and happy for who they are. As far as I'm concerned, the state is so blessed because the kind of projects that come into Edo State, I don't think there's a state that has benefited that much across the country. And if I am not mistaken, more will come. They are taking out their aid from Africa, yes, but some people are still coming.
They pay salaries of their various parastatals and departments. Beyond that, I'm sorry to say this, look at every document paid. We were in the meeting last week, you were there. It was sponsored by an INGO. We are here now, sponsored by an INGO. And these are our government. We are having one now. The accommodation and all will be sponsored that I'm going for will be sponsored by INGO. The question is, where is the government funding? And if we cannot answer that,
take that down, please.
If it is, where is government funding in migration governance? Because that's where the problem is. If NGO is going to write, I'm Italian, and if I go to Italy today, and what I'm doing in Benin, I'm doing it there, I'll be getting 6,000 euros a month. For the passion of it will remain here. And nobody is paying you a couple. And when you get money, you want to register me and control me and tell me how to do what I'm doing. It's not easy.
After the presentation, group work presentation was assigned to stakeholders in groups on how public-private partnership can be done better, public engagement and awareness, and human rights protection. To conclude the meeting, His Royal Highness Izebokia Egwalono IJP Onogie of Okalo Igweben local government, in his closing speech, thanked everyone for making time to attend the meeting and also expressed gratitude to the organizers.
If you hold somebody and blood come out, I refer to the police, like raping. If a case of raping is reported, I report the matter straight to the police because I am not a medical doctor. I will not be able to say the extent of damages that it has done to the girl or so. So in terms of a communal life, we still live in a communal life, and sometimes, all the time, we are still our brother's keeper because injury to one is injury to all.
Some stakeholders who were present at the meeting thanked the organizers and EDMA and IOM and also the Director General Edo State Migration Agency, Chief Lucky Agazuma, for setting up the meeting and carrying them along with their action plan. The facilitator, Dr. Nkechi Mebuze, also expressed her thanks to Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpabolo and Chief Lucky Agazuma for their support and stated that the meetings like this with stakeholders will continue.
I would advise that meetings like this, acting chairman, the chairman, and the governor, let them be here. Because we are talking about way forward. I can propose something that I know that will be effective, I know that will work. But if they don't give approval, if they are not there to support, it will not work.
We can harness these ideas by starting the implementation from a particular spot and see it fly. In areas where there is no partnership regarding migration, how can we survive without international interventions? I'm still holding that part very strong. It's very important. How other ways can funds be gotten to sustain and continue the process in this space without international support.
The 3-day meeting with stakeholders at East and Northeast Uromi, Edo State was a huge success and very productive. Walumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
Residents of Edo State are calling on the government to provide more employment opportunities, citing the need for initiative that will stimulate job creation in the state. BeeTv News' Sandra Ogenekewe gives more details.
The payment is not encouraging, so they decided not to just do.
Unemployment is an underlying problem that has affected the growth and development of youth in the state. In a bid to solve this problem, residents are urging government to provide employment-enabling structures where locals can benefit from.
The problem of unemployment in Edo State is alarming. When we actually critically examine it, you discover that crime is everywhere, raping, lot of social vices, and when you try to phantomize what is leading to this, you discover that is the unemployment. People are really willing to work. Some are really willing to work. Where is the place to work? The little place that is available, the payment is not encouraging, so they decided not to just do. You are creating infrastructure that is not sustainable. You don't have industry. You come to the media, you tell us that you have an infrastructure that is audio-like.
We are suffering here in Nigeria. Please, Edo State, our government, our leaders, our presidents provide job to our children. We are suffering. We are suffering for everything here. Please, we are suffering. We need your help. We need your help.
What I think about this issue of unemployment is that if the government can just provide employment opportunity for the youth and also a place where we can get a finance, maybe loans to start a business or to establish a particular business. I think that's the best way that the government can help the youth to become someone eligible in the country.
Some residents with established firms suggest that the government should invest in urban agriculture, skill entrepreneurship programs, digital skills training. They also recommended the provision of materials for skill centers where interested business owners can train unemployed youths for free. Additionally, others propose government-backed loan support to help individuals with business ideas turn them into reality.
If we have companies like this Gelegele they talked about, this Gelegele seaports, I think that's a very nice idea. If that one come on board, we'll have a lot of employment. Then we should encourage. Our roads are bad. If we have good roads, good light, I think we don't even need to sort out for companies. They will just come because we have the facility and security. You that you are coming out to set up a company, you must first of all look at the safety of employee, the safety of whatever it is you are putting there. So security, then good roads and lights.
Create an infrastructure that is visible, that people can see, especially in the area of agriculture. The people so-called S-men, they don't allow them to do anything, will lead to employment. If government look into this and invest in it, you see a lot of people will go into that area.
While demanding more job opportunities, some citizens acknowledge the government's efforts, such as the Gelegele Seaport project. They encourage the government to build on this momentum and create more infrastructures. Sandra Ogenekewe, reporting for BeeTv News.
Imo State government has intensified efforts in awareness campaign against drug abuse with the sole aim of reducing its prevalence in the state. This was disclosed at a seminar organized by patent medicine dealers in Imo State by the Special Advisor to Governor Uzodimma on narcotics and illicit drug monitoring to fight against abuse of illicit drugs.
This ward is filled to capacity with members of the patent medicine dealers across Imo State. They are here for the final day of the 3-day workshop organized by the Office of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Narcotics and Illicit Drug Monitoring, in collaboration with Institute of Public Safety and Prevention of Sociopathic Behavior, with the theme, Role of NAPMED in Narcotic Control, Drug and Substance Abuse Prevention in Imo State. The Special Advisor to the Governor expressed commitment of the state government in the fight against drug abuse.
For the stakeholders, NAPMED members, to join us in the war against drug abuse. Our governor wants to reduce the prevalence of drug abuse in Imo State. So all hands must be on deck. It's not my fight. It's not your fight. It's everybody's fight.
For the Registered Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, Ibrahim Ahmed, and other stakeholders, NAPMED members must register with relevant authorities and warn against dispensing unapproved medications to unsuspecting publics. He commended Governor Uzodimma for appointing a special advisor on narcotics, illicit drug and monitoring, urging other states to follow suit.
It is the failure of regulation that led us to having any and every person, even the people who are not qualified to be in this trade. It is that opportunity, it is that window that has also created opportunity for everybody to do any and everything that they are doing, including handle medicine they are not supposed to handle, sadly including narcotics.
In doing their business, they have to do and don'ts. They should adhere strictly to those drugs, those medications that their license give them permission to dispense, which is over-the-counter medications. They don't have business with narcotics, with the addiction drug.
We have brainstormed in a lot of things, and it's an eye-opener to so many things which we are ignorant of, and it's also preventive.
These efforts of the state government is to bring to the fore the dangers inherent in substance abuse and ensure a drug-free environment. Freeman Osawo reporting for BeeTv News.
Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigerian MACBAN has commended President Bola Tinubu for appointing Mr. Tosin Ajayi as Director General of the Department of State Services, describing the appointment as one of the best by the administration. MACBAN thanks President Bola Tinubu for creating the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, saying it is a fulfillment of one of his campaign promises to the body and would greatly improve the livestock industry in Nigeria. The body said the DSS handling of the securitization in Plateau, Benue and other states was with professionalism and it deserved commendation. Magban's statement came a few days after the Plateau State government praised the DSS for being its most reliable partner in fighting insecurity in the state. Plateau State government said the DSS helped solve several security problems in the state. The Benue State Executive Council has approved the sum of 2.3 billion naira for the remodeling of the government secondary school, huge for the immediate takeoff of the Benue State University of Agriculture, Science and Technology. Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Matthew Abo, disclosed this while briefing newsmen on the outcome of the council meeting. Best Orator completes the report.
The Benue State Executive Council had earlier ratified the proposal for the establishment of the Benue State University of Agriculture, Science and Technology with a mandate on the relevant stakeholders to liaise with the National Universities Commission and the State House of Assembly for procurement processes. Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism in Benue State, Matthew Abo, said the sum of 2.3 billion naira will be used for remodeling of the government secondary school for immediate takeoff of the institution. The commissioner added that all preliminary conditions have been met in line with due process.
We have approved the award of contract to the tune of 2,356,566,551 naira only. So this is the amount of money that we are going to use to do a remodel government secondary school and do preliminary things in that school so that the university will now take off.
He explained that the establishment of the government-owned tertiary institution in Benue Northeast will ensure a balance with other zones of the state. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has formally nullified the National Working Committee, NWC, of its relocation to the new State Secretariat complex at number 175 Airport Road, Benin City, following the loss of its former facility. The State Working Committee, SWC, through the Office of the State Secretary, Chief Hilary Otsu, officially communicated this development to the NWC, emphasizing the new complex as the symbol of the party's revival. In a statement by the State Publicity Secretary, Bob Manuel Umoru, the PDP had previously operated from a facility controversially acquired during the administration of former Governor Godwin Obaseki, who facilitated his handover to the party under the leadership of then Chairman Mr. Anthony Aziegbemi. However, on January 17, 2025, the All Progressive Congress, APC, reclaimed the property, forcing the PDP to operate without a secretariat and from temporary boys' quarters somewhere in GRA, Benin City. The party's current challenges were alleviated through the intervention of Chief Dan Ossi Obi, National Vice Chairman South-South, who generously donated the new Airport Road complex to the Edo State chapter. This noble gesture has provided the PDP with a permanent and dignified administrative home. The Edo PDP reaffirms its commitment to rebuilding party unity and electoral dominance. The new secretariat represents a fresh beginning and a strategic base to reclaim the party's winning momentum in the state. As a press term, the National Working Committee have since acknowledged the letter. Indecent dressing has been viewed by some members of the public in Benin City, Edo State, as a disturbing factor that affected the rich cultural values of Africa and the society at large. These issues has raised a number of concerns, including rape, mistaken identity of young boys as criminals, and nudity of girls, among others. BeeTv News' Sandra Ogenekewe brings the report.
We take the name of God, beg on her. When I see we are close, so it will make president okay.
Indecent dressing habits of the youth in today's world is an important issue that has affected the society's well-being and is seen over time to have diminished the value African culture seems to uphold.
First of all, there's another that say, dress the way you should be addressed. Understand? There's a way children of nowadays dress. The way they dress, it make them to look indecent. But when you talk to them and say, what you are doing is not good, they will start insulting you. You see some girls like this now, they're almost naked. Nowadays, girls of now, they're almost going naked every day. When you talk to them, they will start insulting you. And it's not good. During our father's time, our mother's time, we don't dress like that. But for me, I said no to that dressing. It's not good at all for this country. They like when you both people, no, they have their own culture. We also have our own culture. Nowadays, if you wear like clothes now, Yahoo boys, they carry you, go one side. They butcher because they will look and say, you know, there is nipple. But if you're okay, they're normal. You will be young girl, don't need to marry. Men go see, say, this girl, I like her. Every day, they wear the better clothes. If you, not be one, not be two. I need to carry and come close, and man marry her. Like married people who don't need to marry. So nowadays, now, the way girls come, they wear clothes now. Not make girls come many, no marriage, your appearance, your looking is very wrong.
Indecent dressing, it's first of all starts from parents. A lot of children have dysfunctional backgrounds whereby parents do not have a good relationship with their children. So it makes children nowadays growing up very scared of their parents. And because of that, they can't even express themselves. Most of the things that children do now, or teenagers do right now, is what they've learned from their friends, is what they've learned from peer groups.
The increasing adoption of Western-style clothing, particularly revealing outfits, is a crucial factor affecting dress and grooming. Adopting movie celebrity styles is another factor that constitutes to this indecent dressing.
Government should take a drastic action concerning to that effect. Why? Because this indecent dressing, let me first of all start from a female. You know, there are some dresses that female will put on. It will instigate the men to, should I say, rape, wherever, understand, of which is not good. Then let's come to the men, like those on that sags, or stuff like that, make them feel like maybe, even then make people feel that they are criminals or whatever, those, you know, on the norms. Decent dressing is very okay. Just like where I am now. Am I not decent? Good.
These issues has crept its way into public life as members of the public says that sometimes some young boys are mistakenly associated with criminals because of their dress sense, while the explosive parts of ladies' body confuse drivers on the road.
First of all, the issue starts from our various homes. You see there are children dressing anyhow from their houses. A situation where parents would just allow their children to dress anyhow, it becomes a problem. As a father or a mother, you are expected to check what your parents, what your children will wear from the house. You are expected to ensure you ensure that they dress properly from the house before leaving the house. Some parents these days, they don't care. They wake up in the morning, the daughters or the son wear anything they like and they leave, and it becomes a problem. First of all, the parents should be held responsible. First of all, at least they should be able to hold them responsible to at least tell their children that they should dress properly.
By embracing African, the cultural heritage and dressing modestly, young people can help preserve Africa's unique identity and values. Sandra Ogenekewe, reporting for BeeTv News.
Nigerian citizens have supported the government should grant license for gun possession for protection. They stated that due to the current state of insecurity in the country, many Nigerians have to resort to self-defense to protect themselves. BeeTv News' Pelumi Mukoro has the report.
The question of whether the Nigerian government should grant licenses for civilians to own guns is a complex one with strong argument on both sides. While some argued that such licenses could empower individuals to protect themselves in the face of rising insecurity, others expressed concerns about the potential for misuse, increased violence, and it might destabilize the society. Stating their opinions, some Nigerians argued that citizens should have the right to defend themselves, their families, and their property, especially if they feel the government is failing to provide adequate securities. Others mentioned how the security agencies in Nigeria are not equipped enough with modern technology to provide security, so it will be best for Nigerians to practice self-defense.
In support of that, because the way the Fulanis and their households, mostly the Fulanis, the way they are killing our people, we don't want that. And the government, they are not doing anything. They are silent on it. We have to do something.
I'm in support, say, make the grant us permission for everybody to hold gun. Yes, now. Imagine say some kind of people be saying they misbehave. And I also imagine the way those Fulani they misbehave. You get your own gun, you come outside like this. That kind of thing now, you get voltage.
They are not thinking ahead. They want to still use the old method they are using before. And the world is advancing. See, I'm of the opinion that government should set up intelligence security. People who can tackle security with intelligence, and they should be exposed.
Those who oppose government granting license for gun possession stated their concerns that more guns in the hands of citizens could cause more problems, as many Nigerians are not matured enough, and also the fear of criminal activities being prevalent.
First of all, you know, Nigerians like to always abuse privileges. For what I've seen and with my own age and experience, Nigerians like to abuse privileges. So I think license to own guns, it will lead to other forms of, in fact, it will even be more drastic than what we are facing now. They can use the guns for armed robbery. In fact, use the guns to kill. Cultism will now be on a rise and all of that. I feel there are better ways to curb this thing.
I don't support that one. I don't support that one because if we tell the government no grant license for that kind of things, no of us, everybody see gun now. If I see gun now, anything wey person do me, I go retaliate quick.
Every one of us in Nigeria, we are still baby in terms of securing one another. We should not give gun to hoodlums. We should not give gun to anybody. We should not give gun to any of us.
Some Nigerians believe that allowing citizens to own guns could deter criminals and reduce the level of insecurity. Balumi Mokoro reporting for BeeTv News. "17 kidnapped victims have regained freedom following operations by the police in Kaduna State. The victims were kidnapped from their village in Niger Delta State and taken to Kaduna State, where they were held hostage.
It's freedom at last, after 37 days in captivity. These victims were taken from communities in Sakin Power in Munya Local Government Council of Niger State on the 3rd of last month and taken to Kaduna State, where they were held in captivity. The police say the victims regained freedom following a joint operation with the Office of the National Security Advisor.
Adopted on 3rd of March 2025 and was rescued yesterday. I think that's a month plus in captivity. And I can say those who are actually into this criminality, particularly kidnapping, they are so heartless, they are inhuman, and I can even say they are barbaric. To do kidnapping for ransom, they are out just to destabilize the system.
Kidnapping has become a pervasive security challenge in the country, prompting operations by security forces. These victims are to be reunited with their families in Niger State. Harmony Agba for reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the foreign scene, where at least 500 people have been injured after a massive explosion at Shahid Raji port in Iran. Authorities says also a woman in Brazil, Deborah Rodriguez, have been sentenced to 14 years in prison for her role in riots in Brasilia in January 2023. BeeTv News Global News correspondent Rebecca Goffey tells us more on this and other stories from the foreign scene.
At least 500 people have been injured after a massive explosion at Shahid Raji port in Iran, authorities say. Many of the injured have been taken to nearby hospitals while rescue teams are working to free workers trapped under collapsed roofs, local media reports. Witnesses say the explosion started after a small fire spread to containers holding flammable materials, likely chemicals. A crisis management official confirmed that several containers exploded, causing the blast. Meanwhile, a woman in Brazil, Deborah Rodriguez, has been sentenced to 14 years in prison for her role in riots in Brasilia in January 2023. Rodriguez, a supporter of former President Jair Bolsonaro, was convicted of several crimes including destruction of property, involvement in a criminal organization, and an attempted coup. Judge Christiana Zanin said Rodriguez was not punished just for the graffiti but for her broader role in the unrest. Rodriguez apologized, saying she acted impulsively and did not imagine that the protest would turn violent. Her lawyer said she did not enter any government buildings. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan and Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Mohammed Ishaq Dar spoke over the phone today to discuss the latest situation between Pakistan and India, diplomatic sources said. Tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors increased on Tuesday after unidentified gunmen killed 26 people in Pahalgam, an Indian-administered Kashmir. Most of the victims were Indian tourists along with one local resident. And lastly on Global News, the president of the opposition Congress party in Indian-administered Kashmir said opposition leaders are united in their response to Pahalgam attack. Speaking in Pahalgam, Tariq Ahmad Kara told reporters that opposition leader Rahul Gandhi, who was in the US at the time, called him and said that the incident must not be politicized, whereas Odisha Law Minister Prithviraj Harisadam said that at least 12 people on short-term visas have been identified for expulsion. He said that the government will deport them soon and police were still working to find infiltrators. And that's it from the global scene. Rebecca Goffey reporting for BeeTv News.
Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has unveiled the date for his highly anticipated 5 Alive tour, featuring 13 shows across the UK, US and Canada. BeeTv News Gift to Our Boy has details of this and more from the entertainment world.
A standout date on the tour is the 60,000 capacity Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, where Davido will headline alongside 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige in a landmark concert. In Canada, he will perform at Scotiabank Arena and Place Bell, while the US leg includes stop at State Farm Arena in Atlanta and Barclays Center in Texas. The tour follows the release of Davido's 5th studio album, 5, which was released April 18, 2025. A 17-track project packed with guest features from Chris Brown, Victoria Monet, Becky G, YG Marley, Odumodu Black, Chike, Victoni, and more. Davido is set to thrill fans with new hits and classics, continuing his reign as one of Afrobeat's biggest global stars. Burna Boy made history yet again as he became the first African artist to sell out the Madison Square Garden in New York City. The show, dubbed One Night in Space, was more than a concert, it was a cultural phenomenon, featuring a seamless blend of Afrobeat, reggae, dancehall, and pop. Burna Boy's performance reflected the global rise of African music. The stage design paid tribute to his Nigerian heritage with Yoruba motifs and digital backdrops, showcasing African landscapes. Celebrities like Naomi Campbell, Dave Chappelle, and Wizkid were spotted vibing in the crowd. The show has already been picked up by Netflix for a concert documentary. Lastly on entertainment, filmmaker Iyabo Ojo has achieved a major milestone with her new movie, Labake Olododo, selling out 6 screens on its opening night in the United Kingdom. The 47-year-old shared the exciting news in an Instagram post on Saturday celebrating the success. She posted the promotional image that read, "The Warrior Lord, Labake Olododo, history made, Labake Olododo sold out 6 screens on opening night in the UK, a glorious moment for an indigenous film and the Nollywood industry at large. Labake Olododo was officially released in cinemas on April 19th. The epic drama features an ensemble cast including Iyabo Ojo Asef, Femi Adebayo, Lateef Adedimeji, Odulande Adekola, Bimbo Ademoye, and Muyiwa Ademola. Rooted deeply in Yoruba culture and tradition, Labake Olododo blends historical storytelling with themes of bravery, leadership, and sacrifice. And that's it on Entertainment News tonight. Gifts Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
Team Nigeria has wrapped up its participation at the 2025 African Senior Weightlifting Championship in Mocha, Mauritius, with a stunning haul of 18 medals, 13 gold, 4 silver and 1 bronze, cementing its status as a continental powerhouse in the sport. Our BeeTv News sports correspondent Freeman Osawe has more on this and other stories from the world of sports.
Nigeria's final day of competition saw Sarah Ovayoza deliver a show-stopping performance in the women's 76 kg weight class, lifting a combined total of 237 kg in the snatch, clean and jerk. A flawless execution earned the nation 3 more gold medals and drew roaring applause from the crowd as she closed out Nigeria's campaign in style. Earlier in the tournament, Ruth Imoleyo Ayodele dazzled in the women's 64 kg category, completing a clean sweep of the 3 gold medals in her weight class. Los Angeles Lakers could sign $238 million Utah Jazz superstar to form Big Three with LeBron James and Luka Doncic. The Los Angeles Lakers have been performing well in recent games thanks to dominant performances from Luka Doncic and LeBron James. However, their lack of depth outside the star trio raises questions about roster upgrade. A potential solution, trading for Utah Jazz forward Laurie Markkanen. The Los Angeles Lakers' victory in Game 2 demonstrated how much they depended on Austin Reeves and Doncic, who scored 52 points alongside James. Their bench contributions gave Vincent scored 6 points and Dorian Finney-Smith only scored 7 in 39 minutes. Barcelona and Real Madrid meet in the Copa del Rey final on Saturday in Seville, with Barca aiming to beat Real for a 3rd time this season. Hansi Flick's side humiliated Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu in a 4-0 thumping in La Liga earlier this season and also beat them 5-2 in the Spanish Super Cup final in Saudi Arabia. Barcelona currently sit top of the La Liga table 2, but are just 4 points ahead of Real Madrid, and they host them on Sunday, May 11, with Barca also in the Champions League semi-finals this season. It is pretty clear they are back where they belong after struggling along in recent years. Real Madrid are hanging 3 under Carlo Ancelotti, but being dismantled in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals by Arsenal was a humbling experience for the reigning European champions. They have also released a statement ahead of the game complaining about the officials who have spoken about criticizing referees are faced from Real this season, as rumors swears that Real Madrid would boycott the final. And that's it on Sport News tonight. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
And that is the size of our news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on BeeTv Major News. I am Evelyn Izibili. Thank you and have a good night.